Oh, my goodness. Kind of dark, ain't it? Well, yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. Here we go. That's better. Wow. Man, that's different. Oh, man. I get a little different picture of my station here, but I don't know how that's going to work out. Block out that. Well, anyways, this I was ready to see my face better this way. No, I'm not sure. Anyways, this video is it's kind of a touching video. Um, talking to a guy on the radio last night. He was telling me about this guy in Toledo, Ohio. He's a decorated Army veteran, and he did a tour of Desert Storm and in Afghanistan. And he was on a patrol mission, and from what I gather, he came across a minefield and subsequently blew both of his legs off and his left arm, and had a couple fingers that were decapitated. So he went through a lot of therapy and got artificial legs and arms, and he's been through hell for quite a few years. So in the past 12 years, 12 years ago, he got his ham license. He got his general class license, and the last 12 years, he's had a pretty rough time getting on the air. And he's living in a place where, it's got a metal roof, and he'd like, and there's antenna restrictions, but he, excuse me, this guy was telling me, he's looking for a Tar Heel antenna on his roof. We got talking about it, and I said, well, I got a Tar Heel antenna here. I bought a couple of years ago, and I fitted it one of these quad, it's like 4 magnets. Supposed to go, it's a mag mount to go for an antenna system, for a mobile system. And so I got that together, and then I bought the Tar Heel with the whip antenna. And I got a bigger whip, of 102-inch with stainless steel whip, and I got one on my car, and it works pretty good. So I was going to use this on the building here, where I live here. Well, I never got around to use it. I've been wanting to put it up, and I just never got the time to put it up. But I have an inverted L right now, and someday I'll get a different vertical, but I don't know. I'm not sure when I'm going to get that up either. But anyways, so well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I says I offer him a price for it, and what I wanted for it, and I threw in a couple extra things, like some extra cabling and stuff like that. So he says, I'll take it. So, and he told his ham friend, the vet, about this generosity of this gentleman out in Vermont. He said, you should have seen the guy. Tears were coming down his face. He just can't believe that somebody that he just asked for it the other day, out of the blue, someone's offering him an antenna. He uses this with his gestation. So, yeah, sure, I'll sell it to him. I don't care. So it's on its way. Mail it out this morning by UPS. And also on this video, I'm going to give you some information also on shipping ham equipment too. But getting on the back on this war veteran, I was in a wheelchair here quite a few years ago because of an automobile accident and some health problems I had. I was confined to a wheelchair, so I know exactly what this guy's going through. I was in a wheelchair for quite a while, and then I got out of it, started learning how to walk again. So I know what that's all about. So when I heard about this, I said, okay, we'll get this guy. We'll get this guy in the air. So he'll be on the air. He'll be on the air next week. So that's good. Now I'm going to tell you, people out there, when you're going to ship things, ship them by like UPS or FedEx or whatever ground, surface, or air shipping company you use, FedEx or UPS. I mean, they've got a great track record. In the last few years, I've sent stuff through the mail, and a lot of times it doesn't reach its destination. I sent some radio parts to a ham, local ham. Never made it his destination, and we put a tracer on the package. It got to post office. It got to the New London, New Hampshire post office. That's as far as it went. So I asked, the postmaster here in our post office here about tracing it and finding out what happened to that package. It's got to be down there. It's got to be there somewhere. It's got to be in a bag or it's probably in one of these mail sacks and stuff. Well, you see, a lot of these people, they don't know. I used to work in the post office about 30 years ago, and I know about this stuff. And, stuff don't stick in a bag in these canvas sacks. That just don't happen. Come on. Well, they think I'm stupid or something? Or in these, you've seen these are green sacks that letters come into. And they have different sacks for different classes, first, second, and third. But for packages and stuff like that, different kind of packages. Well, things what they're called flats. They're about so thick. They have like documents and stuff in them. They're so wide, and the reason why they call them flats is because they're flat, and people grab a hold of them with their thumb and their finger, and they'll throw them, from one sack to another, and that's why they call them flats because they're flat, like my head. But anyways, I'm not saying the United States Postal Service is bad. It's just that a lot of things, envelopes, they get caught in the letter sorting machines, they get chewed up, and some things end up in the dead letter office in Boston, and there's literally thousands of letters and pages and stuff down there, and then the addresses are all chewed up, and they try to figure out, who owns these, where they're going, and stuff like that, and a lot of times they can't figure it out, and all that stuff just sits there, and they sometimes they post on their website. They've got letters down there and stuff. So if it's your letter, come down and look at it. And if you think it's yours, it's prove it's yours, and you got it. But a lot of that stuff, it just goes in recycling or gets trashed, and that's the way it is. So And there's a lot of crooked people out there that steal stuff too. And if you send kind of cash to the mail, and people steal stuff, money out of the envelopes, and and it's not traceable. So don't send cash to the mail. It just ain't good. Ain't good. And so I'm not saying the U.S. Postal Service is bad, but from my experience, even though I worked for the post office many years ago, just go UPS. Okay? A little bit safer. While we're on the subject of shipping, stuff like that, do yourself a big favor. Do not, I stress this, do not, when you send a QSL card across the pond in a foreign country, do not use USA postage stamps. Use metered mail, because U.S. postage stamps are worth big bucks in the black market in foreign countries, and they'll take those stamps off the envelopes and throw your letter away, and you'll never get your QSL card returned. So just do it that way. Use metered mail. That's all I'm going to tell you. If you want more information, just drop me an email, and I'll help you out. I know all the ins and outs about QSL and package handling and fraud and stuff like that, and stuff like that. I'm just big on that sort of stuff. And I've worked with the postal inspection people, postal inspectors, and stuff like that in different cases. So in this local area, so I know about fraud and stuff like that. So, anyways, like I said, I helped a ham today. Made him a little happier. Made 3 people happy. I made myself happy. I made his friend happy, and a veteran in a wheelchair happy because he's getting back on the air. So that's all good. So, and my other advice to you for the new year: if you're in a situation where you know of a ham that needs helping ham to put up an antenna or some station, or he's having a hard time, and if he can't afford something, and you can part with a radio for like a year or 2 or 6 months or something, until he gets money enough to buy a radio or something, you can lend him something that you have that you're not using, and he might just buy it. Then let him use it. What are they gonna do? They gonna break it? I don't think so. All of the dishonest people break stuff. And before I leave you, I don't like to lend stuff out. Nobody likes to, because you don't know what kind of condition it's going to be when you get it back. But the most people in ham radio are honest people, and they respect other people's property. I had a ham friend nearby here that, he didn't have any equipment. He had nothing, and I lent him a transceiver, a tuner, and an antenna, and a microphone, and a telegraph key, and I said, use it as long as you want. I don't care. Well, guess what? He moved away and took everything with him. And I finally got a hold of the prick, and I said, hey, Richard, why'd you move away, and you didn't tell me about it, and you took all my hammer? Oh, he says you gave it to him. No, I did not give it to you. I said, I did not give that to you. Oh, yeah, you did. No, I did not. I gave it to you to use till you got something more yourself, and then I can come and get my. And I did get the stuff back, but a lot of it wasn't in the original condition. It had been abused, And so I said to the guy, I said, isn't it true that you got your teaching degree, and so you're now teaching in a local high school? I said, how would the State Board of Education and the state of New Hampshire, how would they like to know that you're a fucking crook and you're a fucking cheapskate and you're a thief that steals from other hands? I said, how would the State Board of Education like to know about how kind of an asshole you are? They'd like to know that, wouldn't they? Boy, they'd think twice about renewing your teaching certificate, wouldn't they? Whoa, did that ever piss him off? He came right back to my apartment and he returned everything with a nice little note. Oh, geez, I've been trying to get a hold of you all these years, I finally found out where you live, and oh, come on. That's so bunch of bullshit. And he don't speak to me anymore. And I don't want him to. I don't want nothing to do with him. So anyway, there are people out there that are dishonest. I ain't one of them like that. And most of these, some of them are. Some of them are a bunch of pricks out there. Deceptive and thieves and everything else. They only think of them themselves. So, like I said, if there's a ham out there that needs a hand or something, give it to them. It'll make them feel good, and it'll make you feel good. And with that, you have a great evening. Bye. Hit the end button. Thank you. My neck's starting to hurt.